Within the last few hours on this Monday, Indiana Governor Mike Braun signed a new law that overhauls how utilities across the state are regulated.
State leaders say it's about putting ratepayers first, but consumer rights advocates told our State House reporter Emily Longnecker the law could have actually done more.
Yeah, the governor touted this as an overhaul of how Indiana regulates its utilities with any rate increases tied to performance, and he called that a major step forward for affordability. But some consumer rights advocates argue that Hoosiers will not see immediate relief to their bills. Under House Enrolled Act 1002, signed by Governor Braun Monday, when it comes to requests for rate changes, utilities will be judged on affordability and reliability.
We're making sure the private sector forces of market competition and financial accountability are working to keep costs down for Hoosier families.
Right now, every time a utility company wants to change its rates, it files a request with the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, which ultimately makes the decision. Starting July 1st, if a utility wants a rate change, it must file a rate plan that covers 3 years. Those requests for rate increases will be decided based on how customers' bills measure up against inflation and how quickly power is restored if it gets knocked out.
Generally, what we do like about it is it's sort of an acknowledgement that how we've been doing things isn't working. So we're going to try something different.
Well, Kerwin Olson with the Citizens Action Coalition of Indiana says the CACI supported the new law. He called the penalties and incentives for utilities around performance metrics modest.
I think the governor is overstating the impacts a little bit.
Olson also questioned the impact of AI data centers on customers' bills. Governor Braun has said data centers coming in will have to shoulder a majority of the cost of setting up shop here.
That's not what we're seeing before the commission in some of these cases.
What Olson did applaud in the new law were some of its other provisions, like the requirement utilities establish low-income assistance programs, as well as new protections against shutting off power for non-payment when it's 95 degrees or higher outside.
It does prioritize low-income households, which we think is important.
And Governor Braun said that this new law considers both sides of the equation, both the consumer, the customer, and the utility companies. And he also said if this law needs tweaked, something added to it, then that's what will happen in future sessions. At the Indiana State House, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.